Alright, let's see here. I had to start a new stream, so I don't know if this is going to work or not. Hopefully it is. I don't know, understand why YouTube is not like connecting me to my feed. It's not actually streaming anything. Or wasn't. Let's see here. Yep, there we go. I can see it on my phone. So I am here. Thank goodness. I don't know why it's doing that. If I like try to go into YouTube and like set an event or time or whatnot, for some reason it's not like pulling it up, and I don't know what the issue is there. And I really don't want to mess with it, but it is glad to be back here on the YouTubes for a little bit. Just so you guys know, if you don't know by now, I don't know what to tell you, but I do, in fact, have COVID-19. It was pretty crazy because the last time I streamed, I was coughing and I wasn't feeling that good. And then the next day, I absolutely felt like I got hit by a train, and I felt pretty bad. Still don't feel great. I'm just trying to keep my body from wanting to rest and nap all the time. So, you know, people's made some jokes about it, and that's fine. It is definitely serious. I won't say it's the worst I've ever felt in my life, but I would, take whatever precautions you want to. I'm not telling you got to wear a mask. I'm not telling you you don't. Just, do what you got to do. So, but I will say, anybody that thinks it's fake and it's not real and some government made up conspiracy, it's definitely out there, and it will definitely mess your ass up, because it messed me up quite a bit. So that's all I got to say about that situation. Do I think if you're in good health you got anything to worry about? No, not really, but do plan on sleeping a lot. That's, so. Yes, Sean, I currently have it. Matter of fact, you won't see Baitman Jr. or Bait Girl on the video. I've pretty much stayed away sleeping or here in the bait room just messing around, and I hadn't even got it organized. So, but I'm going to be okay. I've missed a lot of work. I'm probably going to miss some more work, but there's not a whole lot I can really do about that. So, dude, it's definitely real. And you won't hear me gloating to be funny and all that stuff. It's a bad deal. And I've kind of took it serious. I wear my mask out. I'm not a big fan of wearing them, but I didn't want to get it. Obviously, I don't want to give it to anybody. So, and the thing is that you did the contact tracing. They basically said I got it at work, where I have to wear a mask, which is considered PPE now. So, how is it compared to the flu? Actually, I like the flu better because I can get over it quick. I haven't thrown up as much or anything, but it will make you a whole lot more tiresome. Like, I'm way more tired than I ever would the flu. Way less energy. No taste, no smell. I've done lost all that stuff about the third day. So it's pretty crazy though. That's all I'm going to say. I wasn't wishing on anybody. I try to be positive attitude about the whole deal, and but I'll say this: appreciate Casey over at 6 Cents. He's checked on me about every 3 or 4 days, sends me a text. Lots of people have sent love and all that, and I appreciate it. And it sucks, but I try to have a humor situation about it. So. I hear you, man. If you've got an underlying condition, I definitely wouldn't play around with it. So, but here's the cool thing tonight. I've got a big pile of Milko. No, I cannot taste Mountain Dew, believe it or not. I've drank some, and it's like awful. So I've kind of switched to Dr. Pepper. I love spicier things, stuff like that with cinnamon. I can taste, but it's flat and like citrusy stuff. I don't got my taste back. So. But in the meantime, I've been getting lots of mail. One, because I'm bored and I'm sitting there with nothing to do. A YouTube chat came in. Got a little bonus from work. So I've been able to splurge a little bit on some baits. Big baits. small baits, tackle warehouse baits, hookup tackle. So there's going to be a lot of unboxing going on the rest of the week. I cannot do it all in one night. And I've said, you know what? All you guys love the live streaming unboxing, so that's just pretty much what I'm going to do. I got a tackle warehouse order. We're going to unbox tomorrow night. And then I got some more crankbaits and such coming in, some viewer mail, all kinds of stuff. Well, Joe, that is a positive thing. I haven't had one since last time I streamed, so you know I hadn't really thought about it. So I'm good about that. So, but hopefully some of you guys got to join me in Hellabass before I went on this hiatus and whatnot. But tonight I got big swim baits. We're going to unbox new ones that I have never had except for one. My boy Hunter the Hammer broke my last one off. I let him borrow one, and I'll tell you that story in a minute. But first thing, if you didn't join me in Hellabass, I have added to my DT flat collection. This is one of the hardest ones to get. You know, I love this bait. It's one of my favorite springtime and fall balsa crankbaits, and it's a Rapala. This is the DT flat 7. This color is a crawdad, and this is a really special color to me because this is very similar to the crawdad color in the Shad wrap that the guys on Kentucky Lake, the Tennessee River, absolutely love. And the new DT Slim, the Ott bait, will be out in this color right here. They're going to put crawdad out in that DT3. They keep pushing the release date back. I check Tackle Warehouse every day. I'm ready to load up on that new replacement for that. So, Hunter Nixon, excited about the new 6 cent swim bait. Yes, sir. It is coming. I might get in trouble for this. Might get in trouble. I've got it right here in my hand. And hopefully, in case you don't say too much, since they only released a picture of the head, I'll show you a picture of the head. That's all I can show you. It looks like a gizzard shad. That's all I can show you right there. But that is, it's been tied on and it's been swam, and that's all I can show you of that new 6 cents jointed swim bait. It'll be out early 2021. So, Sean Lai, so you talk about the odd hook. That was a Rapala Sure Set hook. That was designed kind of by David Fritz. I'm not a big fan of it. It surely sets you into a brush pile. That's how I feel about it. Like, I get those hooks hung up really bad, but I will actually replace these hooks with some round bends, or I'm going to put one of my favorites I've learned on these crankbaits is an owner short shank. But I got some stuff coming in a TW order I want to show you all tonight or tomorrow about replacing crankbaits, and I'll be putting them on here, some new hooks that I've been told are the deal. So, Caleb, about 1.5 ounces, man. It's not super heavy at all. No, I cannot show you the rest, but very soon. There's another swim bait coming out by 6 cents. If you looked at Ben Milliken's Instagram story, it's a whale 4.5. I don't even know anything about it. Not a dang thing. So, right, Thomas, but it is 2021 pretty soon, so I think that's going to be a spring drop. I think if you guys are going to go to the Bassmaster Classic, I don't think anything's set in stone, but there's going to be a very good possibility there's a 6 cents fishing booth. If there is, I'll be there. We'll have a huge classic meetup. We'll do a Bassmaster Classic live stream, the whole works. So, ooh, Tom got in some fishing. I actually got to go fishing this past Friday. The health department, they call you and they quarantine you and they question you. And the guy said, "Listen, you just gotta stay away from your family. You gotta quarantine. If you want to get out of the house, I will let you go fishing." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes, you can go fishing, go pond fishing, go off the bank. Just stay away from people. You can go in a boat with your buddy as long as he's 6 to 10 feet apart." And so that's an easy 20-foot bass boat. But I went to a little secluded lake. It's called Lake Hematite here. It's about 200 acres, if that, maybe not that big. It's chock full of milfoil and grass and all that. And I threw a 6-inch frog out there, and I tied a half-ass knot, and I knew better, and I kept throwing it anyway, and I freaking had a giant eat it, and I set the hook, and it come off, like broke me off. So this fish come up twice trying to throw the frog just to laugh at my ass. And after that, I was just discouraged. But that's really, I had to do something for exercise. But man, that frog works really good, and it hooked up. But when you tie terrible knots, you'll lose your frog. So Lucas, I have used a 6-inch glide bait. Matter of fact, I'll pull their baits out here after a while and tell you a little bit about them. So, but there's a new 6-inch glide bait coming in 2021 as well. That's all I can really say about that. I don't have one either, so. But it's going to be a true big glide, you know, like something similar like a S-Waver 168 or 200. It's going to be, you know, a good size one. So I'm going to hit up the Red Crest this year. My left says they're going to one up the Classic. Well, no one's ever going to one up the Classic. So that's a ridiculous statement. They might want to do some fishing that keeps the fans involved. I don't know. I like MLF, but bass fishing's not, fan friendly at all. I mean, it's not like baseball or football or nothing like that. You know, you can't keep everybody in one area. So awesome. Thanks, Rich. I love that the new chrome color. So don't have to shave the joint on it. You don't have to, but you can. You shave the joint, you file it down. You just want to open up just a little bit more. So anyway, let's get into what I got here. So y'all have seen the DT flat. No big deal. Let's get into these big swim baits. So first off, like it says, the Shizzard. So my guys over at Big Fish Bullies, Josh Daniels, he's a great guy. I got a Shizzard. So my buddy, the reason I got another one is my buddy Hunter the Hammer, great friend of mine. Y'all have seen him on the channel, fish at Lake X with me, other places. We're going to go to Texas this spring, I think. But I loaned him one to go to Chickamauga, and he broke it off. And the thing is, he broke another one off last spring. So I loaned him one and said, hey, don't lose this one, you owe me one. He said, no, I won't, and broke it off. So it was hilarious. I'm not making him pay for it, but I went ahead and ordered an extra in case things like that happen. But if you'll sign up for the newsletter on Big Fish Bullies, that's the best way to get a Shizzard. And I'm going to go ahead, and if you guys have never seen this bait, I did a video on it a while back, maybe this spring. Sent me some cool decals right here. The Big Fish Bullies, kind of like the Grand Theft Auto style, like that. A nice note. Thank you for the order and all the support. Much love and respect. Keep doing your thing. Cheers to the top. Full send, Big Fish Bullies. So what's really cool too is they got this. They're big Christian people too. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Let all you do be done in love. What a true statement. What a true statement. A lot of crazy things going on in the world today. Just gotta love each other. And so they packed this thing in here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And there's the Shizzard right here. There's the Shizzard. This is my favorite. One of my favorite glides. This one right here. And this is the one you've seen on Mikey Ball's channel. Mr. Balls loves this bait. I like it. But very simplistic design on here. It's got a really big eyeball here. But it imitates a gizzard very well, especially when you see it in the water. You can fish it slow handle cranks and it just kind of do this number right here. You can burn it and it'll really cut the water super fast. Slow sink, count it down 1, 2, 3, and it'll come down about like that. But that's the Shizzard. Love the Shizzard. BigFishBullies.com. Get in on that, and they'll let you know when they're going to drop some baits. And they got a new color that's kind of a bone too. This one's the true gray. This one's my favorite, and they throw the owner hook hangers on there too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him in his box, and I'm gonna make something up here to hang my glide baits from. So Love that Shizzard. Again, I think if I did not get any Lucky Crafts, Nathan, sure haven't. Sure have not. What 6 cent spook is better, the catwalk or the mag dog? If there's chop on the water, the mag dog. If it's slick, the catwalk. I would have both, no doubt. So I'll answer some more questions for you. Open the next package here. So Gamecraft Claw is sweet. I got one on order from TW. Should be here this week as well. We're going to have like 2 TW unboxings. So Speed Glide's very good baits. More of a finesse swim bait. Definitely don't put it in the big category at all. Let's see. Yeah, I've definitely caught fish as big as that glide bait all the time, actually. So, wow, 39 here, but it was 82. So, what do you use for swim baits? Lots of stuff, man. I love swim baits. What's up, man? Bill Morgan, VFL, one of my great friends from the interweb. He, like me, has a hurting heart right now. What's up, Baitman? Glad to see you back and running. Let's get this man some money in here, working hard for everyone recovering from COVID. I appreciate the donation, Bill. You're a great guy, and nobody makes me laugh harder on internet message boards than you, my friend. Unfortunately, Pooch sucks, and we need a new coach. Fire his ass. So, thanks, Will. Good to see you in here, my friend. Good to see you in here, Mr. Perryman. All right, let's. You know what? I got some viewer mail real quick. I got some viewer mail. This is my buddy Blake Cockrell. He caught almost a 15-pound jank this year in Texas. And let's see what Blake sent me. I pre-opened these up, but didn't look at them because I struggle opening this stuff up. So, Cheapo, I went last Friday, bud. I went and threw a frog on a little natural grassy lake, man. It didn't time a frog good and broke me off. But have you heard of toxic baits? Yeah, man, toxic baits suck. So I got actually, I'm probably gonna order me one. Caesar's a really good guy. I like his work. Really like his work. Can't decide what's for me though. Harden the tackle guy. I got a couple setups. A basic beginner setup for me is like a 7.3 medium heavy rod. If you're not going to throw anything over like an ounce, and that's a really good setup. Anywhere from 7.3 to 7.7. I've got a Douglas 785F for throwing top hook baits like osprey, burritos, stuff like that. Up to about 3 ounces. You can throw a BullShad on it. It's a really good rod. Anything heavier than that, I'm going to order me a new rod. I'm not sure what I want. I'm either going to learn with the IMX from Loomis, or I may get a F5 custom. I've heard a lot of good things. And then, dude, the Milliken rod's 119. I feel like I owe it to buy a Milliken fishing swim bait rod. Dude, if he can throw a Hinkle shad on it, it can throw a lot of baits. So, but reel, you know, I don't have any crazy reel setups. I'm debating on buying a Tatua 300 or buying a Trank. So that's, you know, budget wise, that's what I think I can afford. And I'd also like to make like a budget, just starter swim bait set, like $200 to be right in. So, oh, what's up? Thank you so much for that $10. Make you holla, Christopher Trimble. Grab some more big baits, bud. They'll love the small glides. Need some love like the new depths and Gamecraft 70s. Always cool seeing new baits. Absolutely. I got a new one I've not seen on YouTube yet. Actually, you may have if you've been watching SB Fishing TV, but I love glide baits, swim baits. Not great with them, but I love to throw them. So I got to get into unboxing this. I'll answer one more comment question and we'll move on. Again, thank you so much for that $10 make you holla, Christopher. Hi, this is the first time that I participated in your live. This is Mr. Pesca Bonatti. I follow your channel and the videos and tips are great. Congratulations. A big hug from Sopo. I'll give you an air hug. Thank you, Pesca. It's awesome watching from Brazil. Dude, hook me up with the Amazon trip. That's what I'm saying. I should do fishing for dummies with the Baitman. That's a good idea. Baitman is rolling if he's between a Loomis and F5. Guys, I'm not rolling. It's just that I've learned to save a little bit of money. Nathan, I like 20-pound fluorocarbon or 25-pound big game. That seems to be the deal. So, all right, let's see what Blake sent me. I totally forgot he was sending me some stuff. Woo! He sent me an evergreen combat crank. This little guy's got, listen to that. Got a big hard knot. God dang, them evergreen hooks are sharp. This is like a little Jank Juice Fire Tiger, man. I like this guy. Should be good in dirty water. He's obviously used it. I know Blake too. He said he ain't gonna send me no junk. He's a really good fisherman, so I like that. That's kind of in that square bill department a little bit. I like that. Like that. Thank you, Blake. And then, so, oh, looky here. Looky here. Dude has hooked me up with some of the best hooks of all time. The Excalibur rotating treble hook. Dude, these things are freaking nasty. That's a good size too. I got some bigger baits we may put them things on, but you see how these hook points really stick out like that? Dude, when you put these things on a top water bait, especially those big old spook stages, do not get away. Do not get away. I believe these are size 2, man. Big shout out to Blake Cockrell hooking me up with those. Guys, if you find these Excalibur trebles, big suggestion, buy them. They are really, really, really good. Let's see. Here in Brazil, I use dye with Shimano Quantum and Abu Garcia. And the tuna carriers work on the soft baits. Tag Bassin uses 35 or 25 pound monolayer for glide baits. Yeah, I do. Here's the thing. You got to also use what works best for you. They're obviously better glide bait fishermen than me. I'm not a big leader fan. I hate tying leader knots. I like it for finesse fishing. And I've thrown a football jig with the leader, and it's cool. It's sensitive. But, man, I hate retying when I break off. So, dude, yeah, I'm liking the new Lose stuff as well, man. Lose makes a lot of good stuff. So, yeah, no, those hooks are not in production, man. But if you can find them, they're awesome. So, dang, oh Ben got that brim slide at 49. I might have to check one of them. So, what are the boys going to have to do to catch them at Dale Hall this weekend? If I was fishing Dale, I'd probably drag a football jig and jerk a jerk bait. It's going to be hard, it's hard throwing a jerk bait out of a kayak, but it would be a football jig, small kayak deal for me. And I'm not huge at Dale Hollow. I've only been once. So, Baitman, Alan Howard, I have to say thank you, Baitman. Placed second in Angler of the Year and won 3 tournaments this season in our night tournaments due to the baits you found for me. You the man. Alan, I appreciate it, my man. And email me your address because I'm pretty sure I shorted you a pack because I found it the other day. Unless I had a pack and I didn't know about it. So I need to make sure I get you taken care of. So, what's your favorite soft swim baits? And Lose has KVD and Swindle. Well, you know what's weird? Lose has KVD, but I keep seeing Gerald Swindle photos of him with a Shimano Stratic and using 13 fishing reels. I don't know what's up with that. It's kind of crazy, but it's out there. A lot of people have been commenting, like, why is this dude got 13 fishing and Shimano reels and stuff and on the Lose team? And I haven't seen Gerald mention Lose in a while, so I don't know what's going on there. You got to get paid, so. All right, let's get on with the swim bait unboxing. So, my guy Mike Buka over at BullShad Swimbaits, great guy, and he had a big bait drop last Monday. He got a new glide bait out. I did not get the glide. It literally sold out as quick as I can snap my fingers. But I tried really hard. but he had some stuff that he had painted up specifically for the Swimbait Universe gathering over in Virginia, which I wanted to go to, but I'm glad I didn't, because I would have taken convoy to all kinds of people. So, but I snatched me some baits. Snatched me some baits. First one up. This is painted by our man Tacklecraft TK Stanley. This is a wake bait, man. This is the BullShad Softail, and Mike puts the hooks and split rings in here for you. But this dude, check this guy out right here. Got that little hot pink top, a little hot pink tail, and you can see it is a single joint. It's not a glide bait. It's got a big lip. This is basically the 4x4 wake, and that soft tail creates an awesome ripple in the water. It's totally different than the normal paintbrush tail. I got this to fish over the tops of lay down stumps, shallow water, for those gizzard eaters. Put it over the top of some of these gravel bars here in Kentucky. Like, they haven't seen this, man. And a lot of guys have told me, man, that BullShad Softail is an amazing bait. So I had to grab me one. TK Stanley painted it for Mike. Shout out to Tacklecraft. He's on the stream all the time. I told him, I said, dude, I gotta get one. But I like the pink. Two reasons I went with the pink. One, it looks cool. I'm going to be honest. Two, it's a visual deal. So on those overcast days when I'm wearing sunglasses and stuff like that, maybe, you know, making real long casts, I can see the top of this bait as it's waking. So it's a visual deal, because a lot of times, especially on wake baits, bass come up, they go to eat this bait, and they just suck it down real quick. So the pink can let me see that. Of course, it's got the natural bone belly, pink tail. Really love, and this is a 6-inch bait. I believe 6. It might actually be 7, but that is the Softail bull wake. That was in the drop. So Mike still has a few baits left. If you go to his website, BullShad Swimbaits, and click bait drop, he may have some baits left. But he's went to Mexico, so it'll be a bit from Mike's back. And what you can't tell is this has actually, I don't know if you can in the package, it's got a little chartreuse on the belly. So I love that color. When I saw it was up there, I had to get one. So alright, let's see what else we got from BullShad. Dude, I absolutely think smallmouth would crush that. So it does not come with an extra tail, but I'm pretty sure if something happened, you can message Buka and you can get it. It's very, it feels like it's not hard at all. It's very, this tail is soft. It's like made out of the same material as like a plastic worm or something. So alright, the next one, another 4x4 style bait. This one's made for actually cranking down, but you can wake it if you want to. This is the 5-inch 4x4 Gill from Mike Buka. Woo, barking spider up in here. So obviously 1, 2, 3, 5 segments here designed to imitate a bluegill, but we got this big lip, so I can crank this bait down, or I can fish it really slow and wake the surface. And TK painted this color. This is freaking, you can't tell on the video, maybe you can, but this is like a matte finish. You know, it doesn't have a lot of gloss, very matte finish. The bull wake weighs 2.5 ounces, Will. This one right here weighs right about 2. This is the Bull Gill 4x4. Got an awesome profile, but dude, Kentucky Lake chartreuse blue, a little bit of purple on the back. I like this because I can fish it during the bluegill spawn. I can fish it in dirty water, or I can ride it up top as a wake bait, and it's got a natural profile. Not as big as the Softail. You know, we can put them together. You can see one's in the package, one's not. Oh yeah, it looks great in that light right there, man. But you can tell it's a smaller bait. So that was a pretty good chunk of change right there. But really excited about that. That's a bait I did not have. And I recommend, guys, if there's one BullShad to have besides the original, I would get a 4x4 or bull weight. These things will just roll over cover like it's just crazy. So you don't have to worry about losing these as bad because they are designed to just run over trees and stumps and get your bait back. Love this. TK Stanley, dude, can flat paint. I can tell you that. I'd love to have him paint me up some deep divers in that style, same color. So TK will absolutely come on. He has told me anytime I race. So I think we're going to get TK on here this weekend. He's a big Bama fan. So if they're not playing too late, we'll see if we can get TK on here. He's got some great Bassmaster knowledge too. So you're going to get me back into big baits. Every time I say I'm done with big baits, I get back in it even worse every time. So yeah, Buka's baits are anywhere between 55 to 60 bucks for a 5 or 6 inch bait. At about $10 per inch, and about 30 bucks for custom paint. So, you know, like I said, those are expensive, but I've been keeping some money from my wife for a while, and you know, sometimes you gotta reward yourself. And to be honest, I'm like this. You got to buy stuff sometimes this time of year because when you want to get it in prime season next spring or next time swim bait bites really good, you may not can find them. So yeah, TK is pretty awesome. So how much was that? I think it was like 100 bucks after shipping and everything. So what's up, Bill? Thanks for joining in. I'll answer a few more questions real quick. I know I missed some stuff. Have you tried BKK hooks? I've never heard of them. I'm headed to Lake Sinclair in Georgia on Friday. Has anyone fished? I've never been to Sinclair. Love to help you out, but I can't. Does that BullShad have a squeak sound? It does a little bit. The joints do have a little bit of squeak to them. Love me some BullShad products. Mike is awesome. Mike is a great dude. So I went ahead and did the live unboxing here. So what I'm going to do here in the next day or two, I get it some time. I'm actually going to go out there. I got to get some TV show stuff done. I'm going to make a follow-up video to the unboxing and show you actually what these baits look like on the water. Because they're all floating baits. And I can set up my TV camera, you know, what I film the TV shows with big zoom. And I can make some casts and y'all can see the actual action of these baits. And I might put a couple else and just throw them on the pond and stuff like that if you guys want to see that. So watching World Series right now. Thanks, Cole. I appreciate you joining in, brother. I appreciate you joining in. Wind loss is big game in Maxima so strong because of stretch or larger diameter. A little bit it's larger diameter, but also mono has a lot more stretch than, you know, braid or fluorocarbon. Maxima is really kind of like a copolymer. I could be wrong. So yes, sir. Black Friday is here. Black Friday is my birthday, so I don't know what we're gonna do Black Friday. Black Friday birthday stream. We'll get crunk. I don't really drink, so I'm just saying we'll be bait crunk. What's my opinion on Spro, man? Spro makes good stuff. It's like some of the best crankbaits in the game, that's for sure. Really good terminal tackle. I think Spro, split ring, swivel is very underrated. Snezilla is mowing them down. What do you think of high power gliding gizzards? I would love to have HPH. Matter of fact, I had a chance to get one this week and I turned it down. I've got a certain amount I can spend a month on baits and it would put me over. But maybe for November, get the HPH. So is OG K9 a good swim bait line? Yes, it is. Actually, Dustin has a little bit of stretch, but I have thrown it quite a bit. But you got to remember, K9 is their 20 pound is the same as a lot of people's 15 in diameter. So 25 pound K9 if you can find it, or 20 pound at least. But it's good line. It's good line. Got daggum kids driving through the neighborhood on golf carts right now. So Fish Cumberland this past weekend, it was brutal. I can imagine. Uh-oh, new subscriber to the channel, Donovan A. Donovan A, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully we get some more new subs in. All you guys that are from Debo's Fishing and Justin Roll, appreciate y'all joining in. I do a lot of streaming, and I've been off the pace for a while, so we're back. Opinion of Green River Lake. It's a good lake. It's different. The size fish, I would say it has a very good population of average size bass. Like it's not a Gunnersville or a place where you're going to catch 30 pounds. But there's a lot of 2 to 3 pound bass in Green River. And this can be a really good fishery, especially in the fall. I know a lot of guys fish brush piles there. You're correct, Sean. Fluorocarbon does stretch. It just doesn't stretch near as quick. But it's also why when it breaks, it's like a clean break. You know, it's real brittle. When it starts stretching, it gets really brittle, and then bam, it pops. So always best to retie on fluorocarbon, especially after getting in the rocks and getting hung in brush piles and stuff. So, all right, they are drawing down Lake Sinclair right now so people can fix their seawalls. They started yesterday. That's some good advice to Dylan, who's going out there to Sinclair. So that's pretty true, William. Yeah, I love K9 for moving baits, spinner baits, crank baits, stuff like that. Great for jerk baits, man. But I'm not a big fan of the OG K9 for that stuff. But the new K9 100% is great jig, worm line, stuff like that. What's up, Brittany Rodriguez? Huddleston is a top contender for big bait game, man. Day in, day out. It's really hard to beat a big HUD. Now, I'm not a huge Huddleston fan because I don't throw them. So it's something I want to add to my game. My deal, I love the old school HUD Shads. They're back out on Tackle Warehouse. This is a great sleeper swim bait. Very finessey deal, so. PB Fishing, you aren't giving Green River Lake enough credit. I can only give it credit that I know. So I've never been on it, but I've got some buddies that fish it quite a bit. And I've never heard anyone say Green River sucks. It just seems to be a lake full of average bass, but it does have some big ones. It's just not full of 7 to 8 pounders. You know, if you understand what I'm saying. So. Let's see, the 8-inch HUD is probably the number one. Yeah, you know, I don't know if it's the number one soft body swim bait, but it's definitely the number one soft body big bait, if that makes sense. You know, there's, you know, that if you look at the amount of Bass Tricks and Kitech sold, it's way more than Huddleston. However, but that 8-inch HUD's the most popular soft big swim bait, if that makes sense. I know I would agree with you. So. Hey, this is Bailey. I was wondering if we could Zoom or FaceTime with you and talk about fishing. I'm part of my school's bass fishing team, and I love fishing and want to go pro, but don't know where to start. I'm only 11 years old and need some advice. I would not be a very good teacher, Bailey, but I appreciate your ambition, and my best advice would be stay in school and learn school and fish as much as you can. Don't worry about Instagram clout and YouTube and all that. You go out there, you do your schoolwork, and you go fishing. And you try to get really good at one thing. Maybe just get really good with a wacky rig, and I promise your fishing will get really good. But you can send me a message on Instagram anytime. I'll help you out all I can. I'm not really a great fisherman, but I love to talk baits, and I think I can give you some solid advice. So. Alright, what's a good swim bait for bass? Man, it's hard to beat. Kitech, Bass Tricks, Scottsboro Tackle, man, makes an amazing swim bait. So, PB Fishing, I have not fished Barren River, but I got some friends that do. I'm sure my buddy Brian Crawford will watch his stream. He loves Barren, and he's caught some dandies on Barren River Lake. And from what I've been told, Barren's been really good the last couple years. So. Definitely would like to get fish some more stuff out that way. So, let's see. What swim bait should you avoid because of durability? I'm going to tell you right now, and I love them, is Bass Tricks will tear up after 1 or 2 fish. So if you're a guy that wants stuff to hold up, Bastrix is not going to be your deal. But Kitex don't hold up very well either. But Robert Linson Bastrix was bought out, and it's coming back. You're going to start to see Bastrix back on the market probably in the next 2 or 3 months. So, Dean, I have not talked about a 250. I don't have one. I have a 175, but the swim's way different on a 175 and a 250. But I got some stuff coming in next week. Got a special depths 250 that's going to be here, so we'll definitely retouch on the depths 250. Oh man, I gotta get caught up, and I got another swim bait. You got to see here. So Lower River Lake has some absolute giants in it, like biggins. A lot of people think that the next state record in Kentucky will come out of Laurel. It gets a lot of pressure. It's really deep, really clear. Loves Laurel Lake, and it is a great glide bait lake. So, what about those RC, LC crankbaits Cody Bird was throwing in Henry? He was saying he custom painted them with the broader chartreuse kind color, but made it run funny. Well, that sometimes happens when you paint stuff. People don't understand that the clear coat, the weight of the paint can change a bait. But I know Cody Bird good enough to say he probably rated Kelly Jordan's stash. Cody Bird's OG hammer from Texas, and it's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Actually used to be a rodeo. Like he was a legit bull rider. He rode bulls or bareback, but he's a legit cowboy. He's a good dude. So I've met him twice. Super nice. So. Man, Brittany, I wish I could say 6 Cents would have all their products completely restocked, but the problem is, they probably sell more manufacturer to direct than any other company out there right now. So when things come in stock and they blast out on social media because they have a huge following, it goes quick. And what happens is some of these companies don't sell to customer like Strike King doesn't. Could you imagine if Strike King, with their presence, and you could buy off their website, they wouldn't be able to distribute to as many people. And there's pros and cons of that, but I think you'll see a lot of things change, and there's still a lot of manufacturers having problems because of the COVID-19. So, yes, Dixie Baxton, a 250 swims different than a 175 and swims different than a 145 as well, but they got a new color out. It's a Tennessee River color. It's a Butch Brown Gizzard, and dude, it looks freaking awesome. So, yes, I did hear the loose change of corporate name. They're going global. So, pretty crazy. A lot of things going on there. Pesca says in Brazil we have black bass and trout brought there from the United States and found them in Sao Paulo. Oh, ooh. So Pesca, I always heard in Cuba had some giant bass. That's not really South America. I guess it's kind of in between. Now that Fidel's out of there, I wouldn't be too scared to go. But I've heard Cuba has the holy grail of largemouth bass. So that's pretty crazy. But I'd love to come fish the Amazon or do whatever. Brazil, man, that would be a time. So I live on Barron. I've seen tournament weights go down. They didn't catch as many 5-pounders, but this year seemed like it got better. A lot of small fish, but tournament weights seem up. Yeah, I think Barron's a place I'd really like to go fish. I forgot where it was Barron or Green River, that a buddy of mine said he caught like 100 bass 2 days in a row, but the biggest one was 3 pounds. He said just a ton of 14 inchers in there. Yeah, I've got a little lake I love the 175 in, but it's a different bait. It's better in shallow water. It tends to nose up a little bit, but you can fix those. So, Philip Jones, what's up, my man? Swimbait unboxing. Any particular swimbait making an appearance? No 6 Cents swimbaits will be unboxed, Philip. Y'all won't allow me to show off the goodness you've been making, so I had to hit on with the tease, and that's it. Couldn't show the whole bait, but you can send me some of that stuff you're working on anytime, bud. Let's see. 6 cents will have a hard time keeping up now that Walmart carries the hard baits, and more people figure out how good they. We'll see, man. You know, it doesn't keep Strike King from keeping up. Strike King has a lot of baits in Walmart. So does Yo-Zuri and Berkeley, and they don't have every SKU and every style bait in there, just very minimum, but it's pretty awesome though. So if you're out of a Quake 70, you can go to Walmart and grab one. Just got a boat. What boxes are Bass? Plano, Flambeau, Lurelite, Bass Mafia. I like Bass Mafia. Plano makes good stuff. You know, Lurelite. It all depends on how you want to set it up. Truth is, I like my Bass Mafia stuff, but there's a few Planos I like as well. Philip, are you trying to say if I show this? Whoa, can't see that. Can't see that, guys. If I show this whole bait right here, I'm not going to get in trouble from Casey. Because if you are, I'll show the whole thing right now. Camelot Bell, I'd love to go there. My man Kelly Jordan's caught like 2 12s out of there. So, yeah, mystery tackle box at Walmart's kind of a weird deal. I don't think I'm going to Walmart to buy a mystery box full of tackle. But that sounds like something you buy at a flea market. But all right, anyway. Next glide bait here. So I gave it. This is from a little company called Fish Everything. Now, I'm going to be really honest. There's a lot of people that's had trouble getting stuff from this company. The kid that makes his baits, his name is Victor Deep. I'm going to call him Deep. It might be Depp like Johnny Depp. But anyway, Victor's always been good to me, but I stay on his ass because his customer service has been pretty rough. But he has a bait. A lot of people are telling me, like, dude, Baitman, this thing glides like crazy. It's meant to be fish fast, right under the surface. So I took a risk on old Vic, and I said, I'll buy a bait. It's called the Paperweight, but you better ship it really quick. And you know what? I got it this quicker than I got my BullShads. But this is the Paperweight Glide from Vic Depp, whatever his name is. One thing you see, it has got a really long tail. I mean, it is a fork tail. So if you know anything about fish in general, like a mako shark and stuff, paddlefish, they have long forked tails. And one thing a big long forked tail allows a fish to do is move really fast through the water. But this was his gizzard shad color, and dude, he does a really good job painting these. Does not come with split rings or hooks for $100. You have to go buy your own, which is fine because I usually put my own. But this guy right here is meant to be burned, and dude, for Kentucky Lake, tossing over the top of some gravel bars, some shallow flats, I want this real erratic. It can glide wide, it can glide tight, but quick movements of the reel, some twitches of the rod tip, it's going back and forth. I cannot wait to go throw the Paperweight out and mess around and figure out the best retrieve for it. I'm going to have to throw some hooks on it and some split rings. But you can tell that's... let's do a comparison here. Where's my Shizzard? Where's my Shizzard? Where's my Shizzard? So the Paperweight's probably right at about 8 inches. So this Shizzard's a 6 or 7 inch, but look how much bigger the tail makes the whole bait look. So I put them head to head. That tail is huge. But you know, if you look at a lot of gizzards in the water, they've got a longish tail like that. But shout out to Vic for getting it to me really quick. He's making some changes to the way he operates, and he's going to try to make sure he takes care of guys. If you want to get in contact with him, get one of the Paperweights. Send them an email or Instagram DM, and I think there's a place called Fishing Protect that has some of these. But dude, just out of the package, first sight, nasty. And by the way, Vic is making me a chartreuse purple one, and I need a high vis glide for some big small jaws. So, all right, Kevin, point the nose at the camera, please. All right, Here's the paperweight, nose at the camera. See if y'all can get this focused out. Got that. Notice how the nose is right here. I like how he put the eye right there in the nose of the bait. A lot of detail, man. A lot of detail. So it does have a thin profile. So if you'll notice, it's not real thick, very thin. It's got a pin up top here. I'm sure you can move these pins around to tune it. It does make some noise. Yeah. Up and down. Very thin bait, man. I like the name paperweight too. So it's not super heavy. You could probably get away with throwing this like on a 795 Dobbins if you wanted to. I've got it's not too much heavier than an S-Waver 168. That tail gives it just that huge profile. One cool thing I'll tell you, these are treble hook baits. And if you don't have a dedicated swim bait rod, whatever you throw a 10XD on, you can get away with. Sean Law, fish.everything.com. Shoot him an email. Say, hey Vic, I seen the paperweight on the Baitman show, and he can probably hook you up. I'm going to let you know, usually it's about a month wait on one of these things. So anything after a month, I'd be raising Cain. But sometimes he has drops and whatnot. This is a floating deal. So it's meant to be up on top of the water, just under the surface. Now you can make this thing sink with bigger, heavier hooks. I think they recommend Owner ST56s, the 3X hook. I'm going to order some of them tomorrow. Need some more split rings. So, alright, just bought a trailer for my John boat from Academy. Left a lot with 7 loose lug nuts. Wow, that's crazy. But I can see where that happened. Usually when you buy wheels or tires somewhere, they make you sign a thing that says you check the lug nut. So it'd be crazy if they, don't do that. Not your fault if they don't bring you no paperwork. I won't worry about it. But man, that's crazy, dude. Let's see, $7.95 or $8.05 swim bait rod for starting out. $7.95 easily. And actually, I'd get the Fury. The Champ is a little bit more stiffer, but for $120, $7.95 Dobbins is crazy. And dude, that Milliken rod, a lot of people really like it. So, yeah, Sean, that's one thing I like. I know Vic likes to work his deep, his baits up near the top, like really fast. I need to get Vic on here. He's a pretty good kid, actually, and I like that he throws a lot of baits, man, and he knows his stuff. He'd be great to have on here. So, yes, I try to go live about every week once. I'm probably going to go live a lot the rest of the week, and probably upload a video or two in between there. So usually at least about 8 o'clock Central Time. That's my favorite. That way my people from California can get on. It's not too late. I'll usually, if you follow me on Instagram, I usually put them on my story when I'm going live as well. So, what's up, St. Chris? Good to see you, brother. I'm doing all right, man. I'm caffeined up so I could get through about an hour and a half of this. Sneed Baits, man, it's good stuff. Met those guys at the East Tennessee show. They're obviously big friends with Matt Robertson. They can pour about anything. Make a great Baby Hughes style worm, man. Trump or Biden, I don't know. I'll probably be surprised one way or the other on November 3rd. Good alternative to a Kitech. If you want the same rib style, Kicker Fish Bait Company made a really good one. To me, though, Kitech is a Kitech. It's hard to, unless you're trying a different style, it's hard to get away from the Kitech. They're so soft and they swim great. And to be honest, you get a pretty good amount in a pack. I would have to say, Rage Swimmer. If you're not going to throw a Kitech, go Rage Swimmer. Jackal Rhythm Wave is a freaking underrated swim bait, as underrated swim bait gets. And I've got a video on my channel jacking some janks on the Rhythm Wave. Put the 6 cents head on it, dude, it kills. So, What is your pick for the best budget jerkbait rod on the market? Ooh, that's a good one. Budget jerkbait rod. Man, I've got a Sticks a hybrid stick for 99 bucks. It's really good. And it's just a 7-foot, medium, moderate fast. It's good for square bills, great for jerkbaits. That's a really good one. A Dobbins Fury, like a 703 Fury, would be a really good jerkbait rod. The $99 used to be Tatula XT rod was really good. It was a black rod. It was really good. That's what I look for. Or I'm hearing a lot of people really like the new Shimano Intenza as well. They make a really good jerkbait rod. So yes, Matt, I like the 6-inch jigs. Swim jig is amazing. I love the hybrid jig as well. I've caught some good fish. It's really probably my favorite flipping shallow water jig right now. That's a good one, Dave. Dobbins Sierra 6.8 medium power. That's a really, really good one. So, you have a lot of tackle boxes. Yes, I do, and I need to order a bunch more. What's up? Hello, Kevin, Garrity. My day is terrific. Thank you for asking. So, St. Croix Bass X, man, they make some good stuff. 99 bucks, it's hard to beat St. Croix too. The Bass X and Mojo line. Mojo's went up, man. It used to be like 99, now they're about 140, so. Freestyle Bass Fishing, my man. What's up, dude? I'm not a big crank down fan, so this is where I get a little bit lost in the swimbait world. Like, I like the 4x4 and the wake and stuff like that. Stuff that I can visually see, or I'm going to fish over shallow cover. And I like glide baits. But me and crank downs, like, I know they catch big fish. But if I'm going to crank a bait down 4 or 5 foot, I'll just throw, a magnum sized square bill. You know what I mean? So, what's up, Tankster? Why does the hybrid jig not have a screw lock? That's a great question. I wondered that as well. It might be a cost thing, or I don't know. That's a great question. It holds my trailers fine, but I wondered the same thing as well. Why didn't we get a screw lock on this one? So I did see that tack bass video, man. I don't have the money to go get as many rods as they do to compare them. I can do like best one rod or best one that I own. So I'll stick to the baits. They're the best people I know on the gear combination. But a lot of it's different styles, man. So thanks, Matt Rat. I appreciate it. What's up, Carl? I am here. I'm back, man. I can't stay on long. I got about 10 more minutes. So because we're going to do a tackle warehouse unboxing tomorrow night, and we got some more crankbaits in. Yes, we did. So Finesse Jig does got one. I got a new bait in. I can't wait to try up on that Finesse Jig as well. What do I think of Guggen Spot quad baits? The soft baits are fine. I'm not a big fan of the hard baits. It is what it is. They'll catch fish. I'm not going to deny that. Carl Acorn with a $5 make you holler. Appreciate it, Carl, for joining in on the Baitman stream tonight, man. Todd, do you know any manufacturers or lure makers that can make big curly tail grubs? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Someone mentioned Sneed Fishing Tackle. They're a great one. Get on Facebook, man. Tons of people making baits. Is 7.5 too fast for crankbaits? Absolutely not. I love a 7.5, especially for square bills. You can get away with it on flat sides. The one good thing about a 7.5 is you can always reel slower, whereas a 6.3 or 5-to-1, you have to really work it to get your bait to move faster. But in cold water, I like a 6.3, a 5.5, 5-to-1. That it keeps me from reeling too fast. Whereas it starts fall fishing, spring fishing, 7-to-1. That's kind of what I go with. I always fish at least a 6.8, but a 7 is my preference because if I want to slow it down, I can slow it down. But if I'm crashing a bait or a flat side, burning down pea gravel banks, love 7-to-1. It's kind of one of them deals. It just depends on what day it is and what I think the fish are doing. but I can always slow down a 7. You can't really speed up a 6. I mean, you got to really start cranking it. So, hey, Baitman, you look better, have more energy than I thought you would. Yeah, I'm jacked up on some Dr. Pepper. I'm not gonna lie, I drank like 3 of them before I was coming on here. I'm gonna crash hard in about 40 minutes. I can tell you that. So, 705C is a great cranking rod, man. Zoom makes great grubs. Mr. Twister is probably in Callan's. You know how I'm talking about, Will. Callan's grubs, man. They make some good stuff. So that's the nicest thing I've heard you say about Guggen. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the high road, man, and it is what it is. They make stuff. It does catch fish. I don't have to like it, but I'm not gonna tell anybody not to buy stuff, man. If that's what you can catch fish on, go for it. Z-Man does make a good grub, man. And Gary Yamamoto got them twin tail grubs on lockdown, though. It makes a good twin tail grub. So I do love me some crankbaits, Diego. It's my favorite deal. I love cranking. So not really a swim bait, but what do you think of the hybrid swim crank from 6 cents? Well, let's see. I think I got one up here somewhere. I do. So this is the hybrid swimming crank from 6 cents, and this is a bait a lot of guys have had a lot of really good luck with. So it's a lot smaller than anything I've shown. You know, it's paperweight swimming crank. Okay. But this one goes 0 to 1 foot. It's made to fish right below the surface. You can fish it like a wake bait, or you can fish it right under the surface, and it's made to burn. Fish it fast. So it's got an awesome little essence swimming motion. And this is a threadfin shad color. If I lived on a blueback herring lake or something like that, I would be throwing something like this right now. You can fish this real shallow around the edges of grass, beside boat docks. And this is the one that goes 0 to 1 foot. It actually can wake the water. A lot of people really like this bait. Let's see. Alright, since you sent me that make you holler. Carl, I don't need to buy a new cranking rod. Like to keep it under 250. Need your advice. Depending on what you can do, I'm going to lean. I like my Daiwa cranking rods. I'm fixing to order some 6 cents Lux rod. I'm going to try the 6 cents crankbait rods out. You know, they make crankbaits. Casey's an awesome crankbait fisherman. I have a feeling their cranking rod's really good. Tried and true, though, man, it's hard to beat Dobbins. Especially if you're in that 250 range. You can find some really good stuff on the Dobbins in that 220 to 230. American Legacy Fishing is a great place to look. 704, 705 CB. I like the 735 CB. That's a really good rod. Very versatile. Yeah, cowboys do tear easy, but they're a great bait, man. So I have not mischievous fish. I don't have any crawlers other than like a pompadour, but Jackal's got a new one out. Tell you, Hook Up Tackle's got them. We'll have to grab one. James, I love the Clout 5.4. My favorite Cinco style baits, I'm gonna let you know, the Clout, a Cinco, and I love the Power Bait General. That's my 3 kind of go-tos when it comes to Cinco style baits. But when I fished the Clout last year, first time, I caught some good fish on it. That video's on my channel somewhere. One of the few fishing videos, the Clout's on there. So I'll tell you, a good crankbait rod is a Shimano Zodius. Is a very good crankbait rod for the money. I've got some Daiwa, the Tatula Elite cranking rods are good as well. But it's hard to beat Dobbins. And man, that's a loaded question, Carl. It's a great one though. I gotta get real specific. Send me an email. I'll link my email down in the description of the video, and we'll get real specific on that. Cashin makes good cranking rods. Someone mentioned them. So, all right. Just barely caught my first bass on a hyper jerk and first time catching on a feather treble hook. I like the feather treble never even thrown the hopper jerk, so you've caught more fish than I have on that. That's a cool little bait, though. I used to love Loomis cranking rods, Hunter. I definitely am going to try the new IMX, but that's a 7'1" lipless is a little short for me. I like 7'4" to 7'5" for a lipless rod. So, what do you think of the Berkley Havoc for small presentation swim bait? Like the little grass pigs, good. I've got some of those Jordan Lee, the champ swimmers. I haven't thrown, but in the pool, and they look good. Yes, Will, it is like a Poison Ardena. That Jackal Poison rod is one of the best bottom contact rods you can get, too. It is nasty. Gary Young, what Excalibur lure and color are you looking for to add to your collection, man? Any and all, to be honest with you. So, Berkley Maxent 2 fishing done. Yeah. So I love the Maxent stuff, but you're right, Alan. It's done after a couple fish, but you're right. You add some super glue, they'll last longer. And I don't think, I mean, if I'm going to St. Clair or St. Louis, I'm going to Smallmouth Lake, there's no way I would even make the trip without any Maxent flatworms. I mean, guys go silly over them things. And the fish do too, so. Alright. Swim bait or wake bait? That's the speed wake. But anyway, somebody asked about the flow glider. Let me grab this real quick before I get off here. I feel like everybody makes a YouTube video about this bait. Ah, shit. So this is, you did miss the swim bait unboxing tackle craft, but you know, I had to let them know that those were the shittiest paint jobs I've ever seen on a bait in my life, and no one should ever buy a BullShad that's painted by Tacklecraft. I'm just kidding, TK. They love the baits, man. They love the baits, and I think you're gonna have some people send you some stuff your way. So, all right. So here is the flow glider. So one thing, this thing's been in the box a while, but my tail's a little bent. That's no problem. All you gotta do is hold it up to a heat source for 5 minutes, and it flex out. But that's the flow glider. But one thing you'll notice, this joint does not move very much at all. Like, there's not a lot of movement there. Okay? Now, don't go cranking on it and trying to bend the wires, but there's not a lot of movement. So what you got to do is you got to take this flow glider and you got to get a file and start filing these edges. And you want to take about 1/8 of an inch off on both sides, and it'll open this up a lot more, and it's going to have more of a natural gliding action. As it is, it's not moving very much. But this is a bait that it'll be out of the 6 cents lineup pretty soon. It's a good bait. It will catch fish. It's not my favorite glide. There's a lot of them for this price that I like better. But if you're looking for a cheap alternate or just something to try out, this is a decent bait. I prefer the swim and crank myself or the speed glide. But the flow glider, it is on sale, but I recommend taking a file and filing about 1/8 of an inch off both sides of this. You want it nice and even, and open it up and make it glide a little bit better. One more time, 6 cents has the bait on clearance. Yes, and you can use my code Baitman to get even more off that bait. It will work on the clearance one. So, you picked up a jabberjaw different than the Axis. Well, I'm definitely going to try one out. Like, I want to throw the jabberjaw and mess around, but I will give 13 Fishing zero publicity for it because, dude, that shit they put on Instagram was pretty dirty. Anyway, well, guys, I hope you enjoyed tonight's quick stream. New baits, the Fish Everything, Paperweight, the TKs, BullShad, Bull Gill. I gotta make a thumbnail. We're gonna be back tomorrow night. We're gonna unbox a tackle warehouse order. I've got some cool things in there. Some new baits, new plastics, some new hooks I'm ready to show you guys, and a few other things. And I got some more crankbaits in. So instead of doing it all at one night, we're gonna stream every night this week. If that's cool with you, we'll stream from tonight through Saturday night. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 more nights of streaming. So same time, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. I gotta go get some rest. Appreciate you guys joining in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe